We started, so I just got to open my Monster. I haven't even opened my Monster yet.
Oh, poncing around.
Poncing around as usual.
Doing a bit of poncing. Oh, yeah, this is lovely.
From the top ponce.
From the top to the bottom.
Yep.
So we start recording then, are we?
We've started recording. We can do a countdown if you want.
No, that's fine. I'm still getting my head around the weekend, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a weekend since the Royal Rumble.
Do we not want to do an official intro? Or you just...
You guys do that. This is your spot. You guys intro.
We intro now. You used to be the guy who was doing the intro
Episode 19?
Well, no, I don't know. The past two, you guys have done like welcome to episode 17. You've done welcome to episode 18. I suppose it could come back round to me. If you like.
can, yeah.
Welcome to episode 18. Yeah. I don't even know what number we're on. What number are we on?
19?
19. You're going to do a little sound pad for me.
No, it's all right.
Wait.
But no, seriously, welcome to episode 19 of Cajun Canvas with Ad.
AJ.
And JD.
J-Dog.
J-Dog.
The infected J-Dog.
Yeah, you haven't been well, have you, J-Dog?
The zombified.
Been chucking up
Oh,
the last
man.
few days. I'm all right now, though.
Give us an indication of your symptoms so that me and AJ know that we're safe in the room with you.
Blue vomit.
Blue waffle.
Blue vomit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Flipping out.
But it wasn't blue all the time, but obviously I felt unwell.
You're like a Smurf.
Felt unwell on the Sunday after Rumble.
You weren't eating blue waffle, were you?
No,
You get the blue
well,
vomit.
the only thing I ate was the same stuff as we all did at the...
Got a
yeah.
weak stomach, J-Dog.
yeah, I know.
Do you remember the blue? Do you remember the blue meanie?
Yes.
Blue meanie.
The blue meanie.
Yeah.
He was a wrestler, wasn't he?
The one who got busted open by JBL.
That's the blue meanie. Wonder if his vomit was blue. Yeah, this
Everything
guy.
was blue.
To be fair,
BWO.
that's a good look for J-Dog. If you grow yourself a little, chin, bit of a chin beard,
Bit of a goatee.
get like a long one, and then
Right.
get the hair spiked out, dye it blue. Could be a good look for you.
Yeah, just Photoshop me on blue meanie, Photoshop me on everyone with hair, basically.
No,
As we've been doing, as Molly's been doing.
We've been imagining J-Dog as different people over the past couple of weeks.
to be fair, you're just straight up Dean Ambrose, and Dean Ambrose rocks a baldy now.
John Moxley.
Oh, sorry.
John Moxley now, man.
Moxley, yeah,
You know
sorry.
what, man.
I'm still so used to just calling him Ambrose because I don't really watch AEW, to be fair. So.
Yeah, I mean,
You haven't
obviously
you haven't really watched AEW since we watched it in my flat all them years ago.
Yeah, that was before. That was back when they were just doing the pay-per-views before they even started doing the weekly Dynamite show.
All in.
Yeah, I used
Yeah.
to watch those. I think I watched the ones for about the first year, and then after that, I kind of just tapped out.
generally struggling to watch it these days, to be honest with you.
too much,
I'm,
mate.
I'm too heavily invested in the E.
There's too
Yeah,
much in the E and the C.
E and the C, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I haven't. It's been a rough couple of days. It's been a rough few days for me.
Rough years, though.
Everyone's been under the weather.
Yeah.
There's been a bug going around. Obviously, my whole family got it as well.
It doesn't. No, I'm joking.
No, honestly, I'm safe. I haven't thrown up for a couple of days now.
No, you've just been in the
bug
hospital.
Is well out of my system. Yeah,
It's been in the hospital, dying slowly. Jado, I'm glad to see that you're still alive and
Thank
that
you
you're
very
still
much,
kicking,
man.
mate. Welcome, mate. You made it through
Are you sure?
to the other side.
Are you sure? You're happy about that?
I'm always happy to see you in doses, just every couple of hours on a Wednesday night. That's fine with me. But yeah, no, the Royal Rumble. Since then it all went downhill a bit. But when we were in the moment,
Mate, what a PLE.
we all watched it
One of the
together.
big four.
You all watched it together, didn't we?
We had Mr. Forsyth with us.
Right here, we watched it here.
Watch it right here. Yeah.
I have got some clips from that we need to. That I've actually done some shorts on that we'll start sticking on the social.
Yeah,
shortly.
that would be good, man. That'd be good.
Some reactions to the whole thing.
Mate,
It wasn't quite box pock.
No, it wasn't box part, but we were boxed in. We were boxed in.
Yeah,
And we all stayed awake pretty well, to be fair.
we did.
It did start a little bit earlier.
Well, that's the great
time.
thing. It starts at 11. 11 o'clock's actually a good start time because then it finishes. But it was a long pay-per-view. Like,
Yeah.
I turned on Netflix the next day just to rewatch it because I wanted to show my girlfriend a couple.
Yeah.
And when I opened it up, it was 4.5 hours long.
Yeah.
4.5 hours. And we were saying like a normal pay-per-view is like 3.
There was one
Yeah.
point I was thinking like it was taking a while. More so, I think it was the matches between for the match before the men's rumble because I thought, okay,
Cody,
they're gonna be. I thought they were gonna be pretty fast paced, but they weren't gonna go on as long as they did. So that and the tag
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy them both as well. So I guess not too much to complain about.
No. Yeah. I mean, I thought altogether, I thought great pay-per-view, man.
Yeah.
Very good pay-per-view.
One of the best rumbles I've seen in
one of the most stacked Royal Rumbles I've seen in a while as well. In terms of talent, in terms of surprises.
Yeah. Well, it was the first Rumble that Triple H was kind of in charge of by himself, I guess. Well, no, then again, he was last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It was kind of the year before that he kind of started to dip out a little bit.
Yeah. I mean,
the first Netflix pay-per-view as well.
Yeah. First Netflix pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We're not counting Saturday night main event because obviously that's not a pay-per-view, so to speak, but is an event. But yeah,
well, they call it premium live events now.
PLEs. Yeah,
it's not even a pay-per-view anymore.
Are we gonna go back to the old the scoreboard zone?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should at the end maybe of discussing the Rumble.
What's the beginning?
Well, if we're going to go on a match-by-match basis, we could start off with the women's.
So is that what we're doing today? We're going through match by match. I'm keeping it very loose. I like to keep every week loose now.
Yeah.
But I'll do whatever you want to do.
Well, I think the women's Rumble really stood out again this year.
Okay, fine.
100%, yeah.
I think it was great to see Jordan Grace.
Who was number one and who was number two?
Number one wasn't it Io Sky?
Well, it was Liv Morgan was one and Io Sky was two. Yeah.
No, I think it was it in the other way around?
Liv Morgan was two. Yeah.
Liv Morgan was two.
Liv Morgan was two and Io Sky was one. Yeah.
And who was everybody's predictions on the Rumble? We do need to get. So how do you want to do this, right? Because obviously we put predictions in last week. Mm-hmm. So who we thought was, which we posted. So our surprise entrants, our winners, our workhorses and our numbers.
We didn't do a workhorse pick, but that's for next year.
Yeah, we've done most eliminations.
That was it.
Yeah, most eliminations.
That's what I missed. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Have you tallied it up?
I haven't actually tallied up the men's. I haven't tallied up the men's, but I've done the women's because the men's there was like a question mark. I was very confused with the eliminations. I don't know if it was because I was tired or just because there was one point where it was really hard to track. But I think you might have. I think you've actually won the men's.
Me?
No, JD.
Well,
I think I might have won them. Well, might have got close with the women's.
Yeah, you were second in the women's. So what we should have done, and I don't want to do it now because obviously it's past now. But next year we need to have like a point system.
Yeah.
So I guess the winner is obviously the one that's going to have the most amount of points. And then I think, even though none of us got that in the men's, we'll come on to that. Whatever. But yeah, I think the winner should be the most amount of points. I think the other picks should be a substantial amount of points, and then obviously the numbers they're kind of random. It's kind of like that could just be 1 point or something like that. But women's picks. I got the winner, and I got my surprise entrant. So my surprise entrant was Jordan Grace. You got
Jordan Grace.
Most
eliminations with Nia.
Nice, man.
That was pretty clear cut. Adam got his number came out as the winner on that one.
Nice.
So he didn't. That wasn't his. Charlotte wasn't his pick for the women's.
We can go on point by point if you want. We can all get a point for a win.
So before we enter just some open discussion on the women's Rumble, who's leading out of us three after the Rumble when you add all the points up for who won?
What for the women's?
So it'll be me for the women's.
And how many points are you on?
Well, that's the thing. If we're just doing it, we'll just do it as 1 point because we didn't actually. This is what I said. We didn't actually rank in terms of the points and stuff like that.
What do you mean?
Obviously, winners
Winners
most important, but
you're not trying to cop out.
No, but number is random.
You're not trying to cop out.
There's no skill in picking number.
There should be a point for number, a point for
even
the
still,
most
I win.
eliminations.
Okay. I still win anyway.
Yeah,
regardless.
AJ's got 2 and we've got a point each.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You lose. Let me.
I got a winner.
How does he lose?
I got winner, and I got surprise. That's 2. JD got most eliminations. That's 1. You got winning number. That's 1.
After the Rumble, it's 2-1-1. Yes.
After the women's Rumble, yeah.
After the women's Rumble,
he hasn't calculated the men's yet.
Yeah,
so we can quickly do.
We just need to work out the eliminations.
We'll find out live who's won then.
All right, that's fine.
This is exciting.
Okay.
Yeah,
very exciting.
Prepare yourself.
Well, we're going to go live and do it.
Yeah, we'll see. There we got our live license.
We can get a live license.
Next time I think we should do. We'll have to work it out to see if that evens out best. But I think winner pick should be 3. Every other pick for elimination, surprise, and workhorse will be 2.
Yeah.
And then every number pick will be 1.
Yes. We'll do that next year.
All right, yeah, but that's next year.
So Jordan Grace, you mentioned her. What do you think?
Impressive
Yes.
again. There was a funny spot with Naomi, Bianca, and Jordan Grace where Jordan Grace was kind of stomping Bianca into Naomi's boobs.
Yes. Yeah.
And Bianca just couldn't really hide her laughing about it and just sort of laughed back, and the camera just sort of held her face. That was quite entertaining.
For the record, she is a huge woman.
A big girl, man.
She's small and huge at the same time.
Not a big girl,
Yeah,
but
at
in
the same
terms
time.
of muscle, she's stacked.
Last week, you guys were telling me that she was stacked because I'd never really watched her before. Obviously,
Yeah.
she's in TNA, and obviously we saw pictures of her. I think I said she looks a bit like Beth Phoenix. But until you actually see her on TV, I mean, wow, you actually realise how big she is.
A lot of people preferred her more strong woman physique.
Yeah.
Before she was like super ripped, so she was still jacked, like in terms of she had a lot of muscle, but she was thick. She was actually doing that was around about the time when she was doing a spot with Scott Steiner, and she called herself Big Mama Pump.
Big Mama
Mama
Pump. It's a great name for her.
She's quite short though, but obviously quite built as well.
stocky, yeah.
So it doesn't really.
She had a good showing though.
Yeah, she really did. Very impressive.
Came across very well. I think she was very over with the crowd that were there.
Absolutely.
She got a big pop.
I mean, obviously with the collaboration with WWE and TNA last year, she came in.
Yeah.
Made a stamp. Went into NXT for a little bit. Made a stamp.
Yeah.
Mickey James before that. With TNA. But obviously she's not with TNA now. She's with the E.
She's with the big E.
Signed with the E.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with her.
She's actually official.
Yeah. Officially signed, and I guess she's going to go into NXT for a little bit, but hopefully not for too long. Hopefully we'll see her on the main roster very soon.
She will be, man. She'll be there.
She's had 2 matches in NXT already so far, hasn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well done to AJ then for his point for Jordan Grace.
Yeah, man.
Give yourself a big round of applause.
Thank you, everybody.
A little bit
But yeah, you definitely were on the button with most eliminations, and when you actually said your pick, it made the most sense. To be fair,
yeah. I mean, obviously I went third with my pick, and I didn't really want to give away too much. I mean, I gave away Jordan Grace when we were doing the game, so you kind of stole that, but it's okay. It's okay. I'll allow it.
So who won? Who got the most eliminations?
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax,
She got 1, 2. She eliminated
6 or 7, I think.
9.
She eliminated Sonya Deville, who was my pick for most elimination.
She eliminated 9 people.
Sonya Deville got 0.
She got 9. Oh,
One. She had 1. She eliminated Sonya Deville, Natalia, Alexa Bliss, Zoe Stark. It was that spot, wasn't it, where they were all on the ropes and she just bulldozed her way through. J-Dog won that. Yeah, she was booked very, very, very well in that match.
Yeah, she came out looking pretty good. To be fair, just in general.
Good to see Trish again.
Good to see Trish again, and a little bit of
Stratisfaction.
backwards and forwards to Nia as well.
Yeah,
The ring.
she was in there until the final 6. She was in the top 6, I think.
Yeah.
Quite possible. I can't remember, to be fair.
She's always good to make an appearance. She always comes back for the Rumble, doesn't she?
She still works very well.
She does. Yeah, she's really good in the ring. I asked my obviously my other half obviously doesn't really watch wrestling, but I asked her kind of if there's one female who you know about, who is it? And she said Trish immediately, Trish Stratus. So she was quite surprised to see her.
She's quite a prominent figure in the WWE when we were
that
younger
era,
as
yeah.
well. Everyone was watching WWE back then, or WWF back then.
WWF.
I think she had a really good ascension as well around that time, where she just kind of she was just like a, obviously the pretty face, but like as they obviously built her up and then they put the women's championship on her, like she became that real.
I used to love Trish, man. There was like Trish. There was like my ladies were Trish, Sable. Oh my God, Sable.
But Sable was just a face. That's the thing. She didn't really actually wrestle on it. Do you know what I mean?
After a while, she did. She was actually really good in the ring. She was quite talented in the ring. I don't think she gets enough credit for that.
Lita,
yeah, she's probably up there.
They were the workhorses. Obviously, I was a big fan of Stacey Keibler. Massive fan of Stacey Keibler.
I can't really remember many women's names.
You remember when she used to roll with the Dudley boys, man?
Stacey, yeah.
Dudleys, yeah.
She was with them for
Remember Spike Dudley?
Spike. Her and Spike.
Oh, mate, Spike. He got absolutely bombed. But out of
These boys, I'll cough away from you.
that's fine.
I need to.
Out of the whole Rumble, though, I mean, I suppose my most surprising, wow moment was Alexa Bliss's return.
Yes, yeah.
Big swerve from the first thing they said. They mentioned the internet said she wasn't going to be here.
Mate, there was no signs of that whatsoever. There was actually signs away from it.
We did say that it could have been a double swerve, though.
Yeah. You just never know.
Yeah.
You never know. But she didn't, I don't think that they, well, she came out to a mad pop, but I don't think she made an unbelievable account of herself.
I believe her last appearance was a Royal Rumble, wasn't it?
No, it was 2023 was her last appearance. I don't know.
Wasn't that a Royal Rumble? Well, anyway, she wore the same gear at the Royal Rumble than she did when her last appearance on the telly, which I thought was quite fitting. She had her little doll with her.
Yeah, she had
Abigail, isn't it Abigail?
Abigail, yes,
Abby the doll.
And not
Oh, she had the coat, didn't she?
Sister Abigail.
Fiend Forever, yeah.
Fiend Forever, yeah.
Didn't really show it. It was kind of missed a little bit, but you can see a quick little snippet of it.
So where do you think they're going with her? White 6?
I wouldn't say so.
It's a bit unclear, isn't it?
Don't really know. To be fair,
Too soon to call, to be honest.
Interesting though, and none of the White 6 were anywhere to be seen. Of the Rumbles.
Nope.
They haven't been anywhere on TV in a while. It's interesting.
Kind of special attraction, though.
It's a hell of a special attraction. They're more special than a Roman Reigns at the moment. Roman Reigns is appearing more than them.
They've got to find a good fit for a story. And at the moment, I don't think there's much on offer for them at the moment.
yeah.
Much they can do. They all seem to be about family and family orientated. Obviously, they went after the Miz, didn't they?
Yeah.
About R-Truth. They went after Chad Gable with his Alpha Academy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's next for them? We don't know. We'll find out. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough.
They're
Yet
a
to make a
strange one.
debut on Netflix, I believe.
They're a strange one because I don't think that there's really a lot of fantasy booking in
So
WWE
tough.
right now.
Yeah.
And I think this is what I was saying when Alexa Bliss came back. I don't know if it was just the look or maybe just how she was how she came across. I don't know if she was sort of like in a midpoint between her old gimmick and the previous gimmick that she had before she disappeared. Like maybe they're just sort of like playing in the middle.
Yeah.
Or it's a nod. It's a nod to the
It's kind of an
Wyatt thing.
homage to Bray, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. But we'll see. But then obviously our top lady, who we all kind of predicted was going to win, Charlotte Flair,
Yep.
the winner.
Miss Charlotte Flair.
Well, there's a lot of people unhappy with that on the internet.
Well,
A lot of people are unhappy with that. A lot of people expressing their dissatisfaction with the fact that she's come back after a year and a half.
We
and
haven't-
just
she's
stepped
been
in
injured,
and-
right?
We haven't talked about not even a year and a half. It was only December 2023. It came up on the screen.
2023. Okay.
So it's just over a year.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously, without us getting into like too many details about obviously the men, so we've seen the stats and how the crowd have kind of reacted to both of the wins. This one makes a bit more sense, in my opinion, the way the fans feel about it in this situation. Because, like you say, she's not been around for last year. She
They can all
just
fuck
slots
off.
in, and then she just goes almost like catapults herself straight back to
Yeah, but she's the best.
where she is.
There is
yeah.
nobody better than Charlotte Flair. That's done.
But
So,
the difference is it's just, I think when you look at probably the previous winners and who, other than when they try to shoehorn somebody in,
yeah.
it's normally the people who are over with the crowd.
Yeah, but
And they didn't go in that direction in their case. This almost felt very Batista-esque when he showed up and spoiled the party for Daniel Bryan.
I know what you mean.
That's kind of how it felt.
But with Batista, he turned up weeks in advance and said, I'm entering the Royal Rumble. And he had weeks on TV before the Royal Rumble. So everyone was kind of like, oh, here we go. We know what's coming. Here we go. Batista's going to win. It was kind of like just written in the stars 4 weeks before the Rumble. This was her first appearance back. And
So if anything, this feels more lazy than that, no?
lazy, but people need to understand the bigger picture here. Like, she is a talent that is going to get someone over.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%. And she is still better than half of the roster. That's
massively better. Massively, like
Three-quarters
her
of the
whole
roster.
aura when she appeared, like at the Rumble, the aura, I know they put the pyro on her and they give her the bells and the whistles to make her look like a star, but she is, and she's got a resume. She's great in the ring.
She moves a lot better than everybody there. Of
course she does,
has
man.
She just has a different kind of aura.
I mean, she's a second generation superstar.
Second generation,
Yeah, I mean,
Flair's
Obviously,
daughter, man.
Flair's daughter.
Yeah.
She's been around wrestling her whole life.
Of course.
You know, she is a female attraction
Yes.
for the women's roster.
Yes.
She is the best, I would say. I would agree. And I think we'd all agree when they showed a vignette of her entering the Rumble, I think we all knew who was going to win from then.
Damn right.
It was kind of expected.
You could say the same thing about Cody Rhodes last year. So he made his comeback. He's returning, and he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. And then he came and won the Royal Rumble.
I don't know.
Everybody was happy about that.
I don't see it as the same.
It is the same thing.
I don't see it as the same thing.
Cody was out with a pec problem
Yeah.
from Hell in a Cell all the way to the Royal Rumble. He was out for 10 months. He then came back. They announced his return in a promo package. He turned up, won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, fair.
But the difference is Cody. No, there is a difference.
There ain't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, think how long Cody has been in the company since he came back from AEW.
Yes.
They want to see him filling those spots because
But you don't think
he's not been around for so many years. I think Charlotte is obviously she's I think because she's done so much, it's to her own detriment, to be honest. The fans are kind of complaining. They're a bit spoilt, to be fair.
Yes.
They've kind of been, she's reigned for so long that they're just like, okay, give someone else a rub to push somebody else. Obviously, they did that in the men's. They were like, oh, it's nice to see somebody else get the W. And I think those two in comparison, that's why they're just like, it's like black and white, to be honest.
I don't think there is any women in the roster deserving of the Royal Rumble rub at the moment, if I'm honest with you. I don't think any of them are talented enough or have done enough to earn it.
I think there's also...
Show me another woman. I know we're touching on the men's, but show me another woman who's as over as Jey Uso is right now.
Let's have a look. Who was the last 8 in the Rumble? You had the list up there, no?
The last day. I'll tell you now who the last day was. Let me bring it up. Final 8 Royal Rumble 2025. Just for memory. Women's. That's the men's list. Here we go. Final 4. I've got the final 4.
Okay, let's go with that.
Because I think the final 8 will be too much because about 6 people got eliminated at once.
Okay.
So final 4 were Flair, Bianca... No, Flair, Nikki Bella,
she came in at 30.
Perez, and Nia Jax.
Okay,
Roxanne Perez was a bit of a random one. Yeah,
Was a random one,
to be fair.
So that's a rub in its own right that she was in there with them women.
Yeah,
definitely.
So you got to look at that.
I don't think it was going to be Nia Jax. Obviously, but Bailey won last year, didn't she?
But from a booking point of view, now they now have a time until WrestleMania to now really build a story with another woman with Flair. Tag her onto Flair, and then they can go over on Flair at Mania. That will then make them a star and get them over. That's what they need to do with somebody in the women's division. They need to be very careful with who they do it with to make sure they make the right decision. But the women's division needs more star power, man.
But sometimes it's not just also about the star power, as we've obviously said about the whole thing with building a story. I think that's another reason why people weren't that happy with it, because there's kind of no story there. They're obviously making one now.
Yeah.
They had a spot obviously in Raw to kind of follow up from her win, but there's not been any story that they could kind of segue from that people have been building all year or for the previous months. I think that's
what the Royal Rumble was about. That's not what the Royal Rumble was about, mate. Like, the Royal Rumble was about...
It is, but the thing is, the stories that happen before the Rumble also get carried into the Rumble.
Yeah, they do.
We saw a lot of that.
So moments, rubs, all that. But, like, this is now about making somebody new or somebody who's already established, taking them to that new level with Flair. AKA probably what we're going to see, which is a Tiffany and Flair women's title match at Mania. Because Tiffany Stratton needs a big win. She needs a big win. Rhea Ripley doesn't need a win, but Tiffany Stratton needs a win. So if Tiffany Stratton gets a win over Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, that's going to propel her to stardom.
No,
she needs that as a women's champion, because all she's done is cashed in her Money in the Bank. She's not there. She's there. Rhea Ripley's there. They need to get Tiffany there.
Elevated.
Yeah.
So
100%.
I agree.
That's what they'll do with Charlotte.
I agree.
I think anyway.
But that depends. Yeah, if they decide to book it, that she's actually going to go over.
That's a big if.
Because does it sound bad, the fact that maybe when you actually put it into perspective, maybe they've actually given the strap to Tiffany Stratton so they can actually prepare Charlotte for this win for the Rumble to basically hand it back over?
Could do, but I think they're quite invested in Tiffany Stratton. She's got the right kind of look.
I don't know.
She's got a good look. She'll sell shitload of merchandise.
Well, I think that's the
100%.
direction they're going in. It seems that way. I mean, we haven't seen SmackDown yet, so
No.
you don't know when Charlotte turns up what's going to happen. She's got.
When's she on Raw though? I didn't see anything on Raw this week.
She was on Raw,
and she turned up at NXT as well.
She turned up at NXT as well. But yeah, she had a little thing with Rhea on Raw.
She's doing the rounds.
Yeah. I mean, I think with the Rumble, though, the men and the women's in general, there's been so. It happens every year. There's so much speculation online about who might be turning up, who's not going to turn up.
Yeah.
So many people set their expectations so high, and then when Charlotte comes in and wins it, they don't like it. But it's mainly people online that are not liking it because they had their own expectations, and they set them too high. I think it was a great women's Rumble
Agreed.
in general, and I think it again
In general, yeah.
it hit the mark as it did last year as well. Nikki Bella was great. No one saw her coming up. I predicted AJ Lee. I don't think we'll ever see her again, mate. To be honest, but we never know.
You never know. But
yeah.
I think Bully Ray put it really well on his Busted Open radio party the other day. He said, the Charlotte hate is complete bullshit. You want to hate the Yankees? Fine. They're fucking better than you. You want to hate the Cowboys? Fine. They're better than you. Hate me all you want. I'm better than you. Hate Charlotte all you want. She's better than you. And she's better than the other woman there. End of story.
Yeah.
So she's going to win the Royal Rumble. That's it. And then if somebody wants to go over her,
Yeah, but
Brilliant.
That's the thing about the business. It's not actually always about who's the best.
no. But
Sometimes it's not about who's the best.
sometimes it is, though. Most of the time it is. Of course, no, it is about who's the best.
Okay, in ring wise, Stone Cold.
No, I'm not talking about in ring.
Controversially, right?
I'm not talking about in ring.
Okay, so what are we talking about when we say?
So
who's
when you
better? When you say better, what are we ranking?
Well, I'll tell you, I was having a conversation with someone about this the other day. I can't remember who it was, but I was saying what people who don't actually understand professional wrestling do not understand is that actually, like the moment that Jey Uso had on Raw this past Monday, when he was stood in the ring and he realised how over he was.
Yeah.
That's actually what every professional wrestler strives to get to. Not necessarily because they want to win the belt, not necessarily because they want to win a match.
Yeah.
They just want to be as over as they fucking can.
Yeah.
That's an achievement.
Okay, but how does that translate to Charlotte?
Because
That's what I'm
Charlotte is
asking.
going to put
She's not
someone.
over
Charlotte's very over. Charlotte's massively over
right now.
right now.
I mean, she's getting a lot of heat. She doesn't seem to know how to deal with it. I think she was meant to come in as a face.
She's getting heat, but she's over, so it doesn't matter.
No, she is over.
Like John Cena got heat his whole career, but he was fucking over.
No, but I don't know. I don't think it. Yeah, like I say, I can't really verbalize it. I don't think it's the same thing. The John Cena thing is almost Kurt Angle-esque of the "you suck" chance. They don't actually mean that Angle sucks. It's part of the character. It's part of the whole thing. It's part of the whole
The gimmick.
Yeah, that's just gone in over time. Like you can't, even though you Kurt Angle Hall of Famer or John Cena sucks, like the chance or whatever.
Yeah.
You know that they're Hall of Famers. You know that they're great. You know that they put people over.
Yeah.
But it's just like it's almost like a badge of honor to them. The fact that they've kind of got into that space with the fans. But I think that I don't know. I just think that is, and the thing is, I chose her as the winner, but I think it's just.
I think
it's not lazy booking. I just think that there's not really a great space for like people who stand out in the women's division.
There isn't. That's why Charlotte needed to
Other
win.
than Rhea Ripley, other than maybe a few names who are probably close, but they're not quite on that level. You know what I mean? It's kind of when I talk about UFC, it's like you've got the 2 or 3 people who are jostling for the championship, and then you have the people who are under it, who are almost in that realm, and then everybody else. And that's what the women's division kind of feels like.
I think you're going to eat your words, but when we get to Mania and Charlotte is putting someone over, and then they become a massive star off the back of it. I think that's what she's there to do. That's what they're building towards. Whereas then, so moving on to the men's, let's just talk about the men's Rumble now.
Okay, yeah,
sure.
Complete opposite. Complete opposite.
Absolutely agree, man.
Right.
What a fucking Rumble.
Mad Rumble.
What a Rumble.
We'll get to the result. But I think we touched on it last week. Like we said, perhaps this Rumble doesn't need too many surprises because of how star-studded it is.
Yeah.
Like it had the odd surprise. Obviously, your boy
Joe Hendry, man.
Sing it, J-Dog.
I'm not singing it. But if you say his name, he will appear.
Give him a round of applause.
It needs to be like a.
It needs to be.
I tried.
I believe in Joe Hendry.
So, because I've never actually seen him like in a ring before, yeah. So
No?
just so I got it right. So, like, you know, when he was in the middle of the ring and like he was doing his thing or whatever, then he just suddenly turned around. Is that his thing?
Have you not seen his like entrance video?
No.
I've seen the entrance video. I saw the remix one with the Hardys as well.
Goes on the back. Like that.
Yeah.
It's like meme worthy kind of thing.
But the first time I saw
of
Joe
almost
Hendry
like-
was you.
Pantomime kind of sort of.
Oh yeah, I mean
You set him as our WhatsApp icon in the group,
did,
and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
Joe Hendry, man, he made waves, mate.
It's about a year and a half ago.
It was last year. He made a name for himself out of nowhere. I'm not sure if you caught the Ariel Hawani sit down.
Oh, yeah,
that he had recently,
pinged
but
it into the
I
group,
watched
yeah.
that. Yeah, I watched that in full.
Was you on Ariel?
Yeah.
No way.
I think it was day
I
after
pinged it into the group when you guys were having your hospital thing. I thought, this would be a little bit of stuff for
Sorry.
you to watch.
Yeah, man.
Slightly busy at the time.
It's all
but
right, yeah. Well,
appreciate
you probably weren't busy, so you needed some content.
Very
but
true.
Yeah,
May I just say the first?
I didn't get through the whole thing.
First men's TNA wrestler to enter the Rumble.
The first men's.
Yep,
TNA
star. Yep.
Very good stat, J-Dog.
I mean, we've had, like I said, we've had Jordan Grace last year, and we had Mickey James. I don't think it was a year before, but we had her.
Yeah.
And now the partnership is together. We might see some more bits and pieces. I mean, Joe Hendry's already gunned for John Cena.
Has he?
Yeah, he's gunned
Cheeky.
for him.
He's fucking getting ahead of himself, isn't he?
Said about Roman that I'm sure he'll see him again at some point.
He's reaching, mate. He's nowhere near on their level.
Well, you say that he's over. If you look at the crowd when he turned up, everyone was hype. It was a big pop, very big pop.
Heavy wrestling crowd though at Rumble. You got to remember that.
Yeah.
When it comes to mainstream, a lot of people don't know who the hell he is.
Yeah.
He's got to establish himself a bit first.
It was a good little spot because he hit his finisher on the Miz,
Yes.
and then Sheamus was just in the corner watching. And
Yeah,
then, Jacob
yeah.
Fatu took him out, and then Sheamus was like, "I was enjoying that.
I was watching that.
I was enjoying that."
Far too.
That's supposed to be,
Jacob.
that's what I saw online. That apparently the angle's going to be with them together.
What Sheamus and
Sheamus and
oh, that'd be interesting.
Hendry.
It
That
might be
was-
interesting to see Sheamus make a little appearance in TNA. Maybe
That was so funny though. That was the best moment. Like one of the best when Sheamus just like was like, "Hey, what
I
you
was
doing?"
enjoying that.
I was enjoying that. He's like, "What the hell are you so angry for?"
trying to play therapist. Jacob Fatu.
Fatu had a good showing though, innit? He had a good showing.
Of course he did.
that were both in the probably in the top 5
Top 5 moments.
moments in the whole run.
So what was your number one?
Oh, it's got to be the 330 million view video, hasn't it?
Oh, the speed.
Speed
Oh,
getting
yeah.
absolutely
Oh,
speared,
my
decimated,
goodness.
You got-
folded inside out.
He literally, mate. There was an angle that I saw of it on X. I think it might have been posted in the group.
I've seen about 4 different angles of that alone. I've seen one from it like way up in the stands. I've seen the one on stream on Speed's stream.
Yeah.
I saw the official one from WWE and obviously the one that was live.
Mad. Considering I didn't know who really Speed was, I know him now. Like, wow.
He,
He took the RKO. How long was it when he took the RKO?
I think it was SummerSlam, wasn't
Oh, that's when he was a Prime Bottle. Or was that KSI?
Yes, yeah, no.
No, he was a prime bottle.
was a prime
and he,
bottle as well, yeah.
He got slapped and then RKO'd by Randy. But no, there's no real time for him to prepare to take that spear either. He was like half turning into it and he just got flattened.
His head, the way his head hit the canvas as he went down as well, you could tell that was actually just force.
Break his shoulder, like literally implemented into his chin
Yeah.
on the way down.
I don't think if I was that famous enough to go into a rumble that I would want to take a spear from Bron Breakker.
No.
Especially how fast he runs as
He
well.
runs off those
Fuck
ropes.
that.
What do they say? It is like 26 miles per hour.
Yeah,
or something.
there's a bird's eye view.
Ridiculous.
There's a bird's eye view of him bouncing off the ropes and
GTA
then
1
spearing him.
style.
Oh my
Well,
god!
obviously, I've been in the ring at our gym now a couple of times and run the ropes.
Have you actually?
Yeah, I'll run them. I haven't done a
don't
class
know.
or anything, but yeah, I just said, can I just get in and run the ropes? I just want to see what it feels like. And when you actually do a few up and downs, like probably 2 or 3, you pick up some serious momentum. You know, it literally makes quick. So you can imagine a guy like Braun Breaker who goes at full pelt into those ropes, comes
It's
flying.
all about
into
the
you.
technique and the turn in as well.
Yes, the turn in, use your arms to leverage yourself and all that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
crap.
Well, you
but
were quite rapid back in the day, so I can imagine you running the ropes.
still
quite
rapid now, bro.
Well, you keep in shape, so
Short
I
legs.
hope you are.
I've just got a bit more weight on me now. That's the problem, man.
Short legs.
My short little legs.
No, but
Juggernaut
even
run.
like everybody was talking about the spear as well, but even afterwards when he got the overhead throw straight over
From
on the
Otis.
table,
Yeah,
from Otis.
I think that's where he picked up his. He like grazed the back of his shin.
Literally
back of
took
his calf.
the skin off the back of his leg. So basically threw him over the table, and when he did, his leg just caught the commentator chair. And I think when it just like something happened,
Grazed
there,
it.
it
Grazed
literally
it.
just peeled off a layer of his skin.
Oh, speed, mate.
Definitely concussed
Speed.
as well after that spear. Or he may well have been.
Do you think they told him that's what was going to happen, or do you think they just sent him out there? That's what I want to know. Do you think he was aware of what was going to happen, or did Triple H just say to him, "Listen, I want you to go out there,
Nah.
help
I think he was told.
Braun Breaker eliminate this guy"?
It was definitely planned because I remember I watched something back and he was walking backstage on his stream and he went past Carmelo and Carmelo was like, enjoy tonight, you never know what's going to happen kind of thing. And then Carmelo took out Akira Tozawa, didn't he?
Yes.
So,
Which
and
is
then,
random.
And then Speed came in.
Well,
So
he's
you
the
never know.
biggest freaking pussy hole on the whole roster after that. Sorry, pardon my French. But Carmelo just elbowed him in the back of the head, and then next minute he was like, being carried out.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a
Oh,
shame.
yeah.
Akira Tozawa's had a good run outside of WWE. He's not doing the best there. He gets some
No.
TV time a little bit.
That was so funny. He was like backstage in the chair, like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, just an
A bit
elbow
of
in
a
the back
weak
of the
way
head,
to
mate.
insert a celebrity.
Did you also see did you see any other parts of the stream? Did you see the bit where he was walking around looking for John Cena?
Yeah. And John
That was
Cena
cool.
just screamed in his face.
John
Just
Cena's
walked
basically
off.
standing in the room. He walks past. He's like, "Where's John Cena? I can't see him, man. I can't see him."
Was that Kai Cenat or Speed?
No,
Speed,
speed.
So did you see? Because it wasn't Kai Cenat supposed to be.
He was in the crowd.
He was supposed to be at the Rumble, no?
He was
think
in
he
the crowd.
was
He got
there.
invited to watch it in the crowd.
Yeah, I think there was some because that's the thing. Like, although Speed only had that 2 or 3 minutes out there. He was streaming the whole thing before, and then he was walking backstage. So I think him and Kai Cenat both had things that were kind of happening, but maybe
Yeah, they were both streaming.
they weren't on the live broadcast
Right.
as much. Maybe they were on the kickoff show. Maybe there was other stuff because obviously WWE does so much stuff on socials now as well.
Oh, it's big. It's big. Yeah. But the way he was talking on Raw, I thought SmackDown. I thought he was going to be there.
That'd
and
be a
have
main
spot or
show
something.
appearance. Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to like hop over the
Top
barricade
barricade, get involved.
Yeah.
Just have a quick one. But yeah, Speed ended up taking the full brunt. But a good showing by Braun Breaker. I thought he had a good showing.
I think
And-
a lot of people in that
Far
in that Rumble.
too.
Even his spear to Reigns. When Reigns hit the 3 spears, and then after, and he turned around and he got speared by Breaker. Breaker's spear was a different level.
Yeah,
Big moment. That was a big moment for Braun. Just getting a spear on Reigns is a big moment for him.
Making Reigns' spear look weak in comparison.
He got eliminated in the same way that Roman did a few years ago from Batista.
Yes.
It was like the whole sort of there was a spear. I think Roman speared Batista.
Yeah.
And then when he went to go throw him out, Batista reversed it and threw Roman out.
yes.
And this was the same
Oh,
with,
right,
with
okay.
Braun. Yeah.
But there's a big meaning in all of that. Obviously,
absolutely.
Just one spear on Reigns is over like wildfire, and only Reigns could eliminate Braun Breaker. So there is, mate. That's a sign that Breaker's future is very, very bright. I think in the next year he's in for big things. But I suppose the main. I mean, who else was in there?
Hold on, mate. You were getting to your far 2 point as well.
Yeah, and I was just saying like
Second far 2.
Yeah, like the main people that I think had unbelievable showings were Braun. Far too, man. Like he came in and cleaned house.
Yeah.
He looked really, really good.
He was booked to the moon there, man. He did like shoot. I think he. So how many eliminations?
4 eliminations. He got the same as Roman, I believe.
4 eliminations,
Yeah.
but just I think the way he implemented it, the way he got in the ring, showed his dominance, kicked ass everywhere he went. I think the stare down between him and Braun Breaker was a good moment.
He
as
had
well.
a couple stare downs, didn't he? He had a stare down with Styles. He had a
Styles,
stare
forgot about
down
him,
with Breaker. He had a stare down with somebody else as well.
Reigns, stare down with Reigns.
Yeah.
Those were the main 3.
There were a couple. I saw like a kind of like a.
I can't wait to see.
post with-
I can't
with
wait to
them
see a
all
Braun Fatu match, man.
That's got to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it'll be a matter of time before Fatu gets the IC.
You reckon?
I think that'll
You
be
reckon?
first.
You reckon him or no? I see him and Penta, Braun and Penta, having a bit.
Oh my god, we haven't
Backstage
talked
thing.
about that.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Oh my god! Let's go back. Let's rewind to entrance 1 and 2 of the Rumble. We had Ray come out at 1,
I called that.
and we were sitting there. It was like Penta's got to come out next.
So I said
Yeah,
that.
you
Penta's
said
got to come
that.
out next. And I was like, actually makes sense. And then
next
the
thing,
anticipation, there was a bit of a pause.
Yeah.
And then I was like, it's got to be Penta.
when the music
It's gotta be Penta.
hit, there it popped.
If
But
Dominic Mysterio came out at that point, I
literally-
think I would have went home.
they squandered that after that spot.
It's a beautiful moment.
Well, for those that didn't watch it, both of Penta's feet hit the floor, and they acted as if it didn't happen.
He tried to sort of one foot clearly hit the floor flat, and the other one was he was sort of like on his toes, like
Yeah.
he just realized like what he did, and he was like, you know, when you see like a kid like that's doing something they're not supposed to, you're like,
Oh no!
yeah.
I thought it was just one. I thought it literally was one,
Nah.
maybe, but I know after all the replays.
The only thing that I could see that would redeem that is I don't think there was a referee on camera that actually saw both the feet hit the floor. I think
Yeah.
there was a referee coming around to check.
coming around the side of the
But
stairs.
well, from the stats, Penta had the longest.
He did. He was the
time
workhorse.
in,
yeah, which is great for
42
him.
minutes and 5 seconds.
Technically, should have had the shortest.
Well, yeah.
If Penta was a real pro, he would have just left.
Nah, but I did say even when it happened live, I said if they do not show a replay
Yep.
of that, then his feet 100% touched the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah,
And they
they
did
did.
show it. And then obviously it started making the rounds. It was on Twitter and or a few posts and stuff.
Well, historically, when that's actually happened accidentally, it's been called and people have been
People have
watched
left.
for it. Yeah.
yeah. There's,
But I guess-
there's a famous one with Cena back in the day where he went over the top, didn't he?
Uh,
Or somebody fell off. I think somebody was on the top rope and they weren't supposed to be, and they literally just fell over.
I can't remember who that was. I know Batista and John Cena had a
double
spot where they
fall
both
out.
fell out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to Penta, I mean, being a luchador is risky enough anyway. So you're doing a lot of flips, you're doing a lot of running the ropes, jumping over the ropes.
Yep.
So you never like the more risk to it, or the more what am I trying to say?
Spit it out, J-Dog.
There's a lot of risk involved in a Royal Rumble match if you're
Yes.
if you're a luchador. You can mess things up, or if you're acrobatic. Like look at Kofi Kingston. There's been some spots previously in the Rumbles where he saved himself, but then when he botched it one time, he botched it the rest of the Rumbles. He made it into a thing, but you see what I mean?
Oh, no,
It can-
yeah, totally.
at
It's
the
gonna
top of the hat,
happen.
things can change.
The margin of error is a lot slimmer based off of the things of what they're doing, pretty
absolutely.
much.
I do think though it was a beautiful moment. I think they've handled Penta's introduction to the company just perfectly so far.
Yeah, he had a stare down with Jacob Fatu as well.
He did. He did. But unfortunately, part two just finished him, buried him.
Yeah.
Finish him off.
Yeah. But it was great, man. I think the obviously AJ Styles, I know we touched on him. He came back. Great little return. He came back with his old music again.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of feeling his new music when he debuted it.
Heel.
And then he got injured and then went away.
He looked good.
But then his TI original, they don't want none. Nope, they don't want none. What
He
a
looked
banger.
good. I think he was in the top 6, wasn't he? Final 6. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
It was a
Yes, he
star-studded finish. It was the back end of the Rumble where it really picked up for me. Because the first 10, they just did it. Obviously, after the Ray and Penta moment, it kind of just, you go through the motions. Chad Gable came in, had some moments, Priest, all that kind of stuff. But then when they introduced Reigns, I think he came in at 16. Obviously, unbelievable aura kicked off. It's like, great, here we go.
By the time it got to the mid-teens, it was really.
It picked up
kicking
steam.
off, yeah.
You then had McIntyre come in. They had their moment. You then had
Punk came.
Cena.
Seth came in.
Seth came in. No. Cena came in first.
Oh yeah, and then they all had
Cena
the stare
came
down.
in. Yeah,
the
yeah.
next
There was a
one.
big
And then
stare
Punk
down,
came
yeah.
in, and then Rollins came in, one after another. That was unbelievable.
It was funny as well because who followed off them? They were like, "Can't be another big one," and then it was just someone completely.
Dominic Mysterio
Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah.
Getting that heat. We
completely-
were like, who's going to be next? Who's going to be
Just completely killed up the flipping vibe.
I love the way they done that.
But that was obviously intentional.
Yeah.
He's the perfect guy. If you want to kill a vibe, then you do it. But Paul Logan, my guy,
Final 3 though.
I thought he was going to win the Royal Rumble, man.
Well,
Paul Logan?
wait, hang on.
Logan Paul. his name is.
Everybody was like,
We're in trouble.
nobody weren't sure. Nobody was sure about what was going to happen. Kind of like with leading up to that point in the match, and the fact of he eliminated Punk.
I was convinced Logan Paul was going to win at that moment.
That was a great spot, man, because you had Seth and Roman tussling on the ropes. Punk stopped them both over.
Yeah.
They had their bit outside, obviously, once Logan threw over Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of all people, Logan Paul eliminated Punk.
that double stomp, man. I'm still not over that. The more and more I
Outside.
see that looked
They're saying that
harsh.
Roman Reigns is out of action now for the foreseeable, aren't they?
Yeah, we probably won't see him for a while. Do we need him at Mania?
Yes.
Do we need him? Do we really need him at Mania?
100% we need Roman Reigns at Mania, man.
I think there's going to be a triple threat.
There will be. They're setting that up. It'll be Reigns,
set.
Rollins, and Punk. All the history those guys have got intertwined. That's a perfect.
Yeah, and I think as well, like with the developments, what we're thinking about, what's going to happen with the titles and the championship. Obviously, we've talked about Cena and obviously the winner of the Rumble, where kind of what routes they're going to go down.
Yeah.
I think if those guys aren't in the title picture, that is like the perfect match.
Yeah. But
That's the perfect
absolutely.
match.
to be honest, I mean, even I would even be happy with just Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins. I'd be happy with that. That stare down they had in the Rumble was unbelievable.
That
The vibe, but without Punk.
I was saying
that's
this
true.
before the Rumble as well, because even if they lined up that match, because they've been talking about their history. Seth keeps bringing up their history, for the last couple Raws, and just for it to be the 10-year anniversary of when he cashed in on Reigns
It's just mad to think about.
is like that's kind of like writing in itself.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's mad to fucking think about that. 10 years ago. But listen to this for the final guys, yeah. So AJ Styles. So this is the final 8. AJ Styles, Braun Strowman, John Cena, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Logan Paul, and Dominic Mysterio, and Jey Uso. Is that correct?
It sounded like 10 to me.
Or have they've listed that wrong?
It's on Forbes. I think that's correct.
Yeah, it's hard to...
Most of the time when it gives you the AI answer, sometimes they're fucked.
Yeah, it doesn't make it. But I just remember looking in the ring and thinking, like, at the final 8, all of these guys could win this. Drew McIntyre was in it as well.
Nah, he went out earlier.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought he was amongst it.
Oh yeah, because we haven't talked about the potential potential heat, or we think that it's that's a work.
Not until things come out of WWE's mouth and it comes from WWE.com. I'm not.
So just explain.
I'm always skeptical.
Just explain what's going on there with him then.
So
that's been coming out.
Apparently, Drew was a bit upset after being eliminated. He feels that LA Knight sort of got in the way of what should have happened with him and Damian Priest.
Right.
I've heard that there's some shtick on LA Knight, and it's not just him that feels that way. But he stormed out before of the arena before the Rumble finished.
Said to have angrily stormed off after his elimination from the Rumble. Reports indicating his blow-up revolved around timing issues caused by spots involving LA Knight. He was the catalyst. Suggests Knight was the catalyst for McIntyre losing his cool. The thing was that LA Knight was doing stuff that was not planned in the match. At least that's the claim. And it got in the way of things that were supposed to happen, including McIntyre's actual elimination when it was supposed to happen. And then LA Knight got in the way of...
So I didn't really get this because I went back and I watched the clip, because LA Knight is having a interaction with Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Right.
You have Drew McIntyre, who looks like he's going to try and throw Jey Uso out.
Yes.
And in the midst of that, Damian Priest obviously comes out, barges both Logan Paul and LA Knight out of the way, and then the elimination happens for Drew McIntyre, so he gets thrown out, and then obviously they have their stare down.
I didn't go back and rewatch it. So.
I don't really understand what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I think
the issues with the timing, I really don't get it.
From what I've read, I think
I'll bring it up, but Karen,
I think Drew was hoping for a bit more of a spot, a bit more of a clean spot, and for it to be visibly noticeable that happened. But obviously the center of attention wasn't around his elimination until like almost the last moment.
Right.
But from a fan's point of view, watching it on the telly, it seems pretty clean to me.
Pretty natural to me. Yeah.
The moment between him and Damian Priest looks pretty solid on telly.
Yeah.
It might not have looked the prettiest if you were watching it live. But, you know.
hang on, I've got it here in a short.
They were saying his actual elimination was supposed to have happened earlier.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, I don't really understand why you'd be that much annoyed then. If he was meant to be eliminated earlier and he's been in the Rumble longer, surely that's not a negative thing.
Better for him. But he said he was notably loud when he got back to the dressing room about it. That's where it stands.
I'm sure they'll squash it. Him and LA Knight have had history before in TNA as well. I believe they were in a group together for a little bit, a little 3-man stable. Him, Drew, and someone else.
I'm sure Drew McIntyre will lean into it. if I were him. You know, Drew McIntyre's cutting a lot. He's doing a lot of shoots at the moment.
You have to.
But he hasn't really said anything online, has he?
You have to just work with what you're given. To be honest,
100%.
and that's just what good.
Rumbles aren't
that's what good
always-
stars do.
Rumbles aren't always clean, man.
No, they're not.
In that way, there's a lot of hustle and bustle, especially when there's that many people in the ring as well.
Yeah,
There's gonna be mistakes that happen.
of course.
As long as what's the spots that are going to happen are noticeable and they do happen correctly, then I don't see why there'll be a huge issue.
That's when you get good at what you do. If you can then work around those errors, you're good.
Yeah,
His
absolutely.
face, he was noticeably peed off. But do you think that's setting off a you putting it out, you bringing it out?
Nah, yeah, I wanted to find the longer clip, kind of with the interaction beforehand. But
You'll find it on YouTube.
actually,
but
I could bring it up on Netflix while we're talking. But
I'm sure that will set off a few with Damian Priest and Drew, though. I think that's probably where they're going.
Well, that's the kind of indication.
Yeah.
Him and Damian Priest at Mania.
That'd be good.
But I've also heard as well. This is what I mean. Like reading stuff online. This is why I don't really believe it. Apparently Drew believes he's had a great year last year. He had the best feud of the year last year with Punk.
He did.
I heard that he believes he needs a bigger star to feud with. But again, I don't really agree or believe what I read online.
He's in a
about
funny
this kind of
place,
stuff
Drew
most
McIntyre.
of the time.
He's in a really funny place.
He's kind of stuck at the moment. He's a great wrestler. and
He's a great
got
wrestler.
He's got star power. And
He has got star power, yeah. And he's just naturally over in a weird kind of way.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't really describe how it is.
Great heel.
Great heel.
Great heel.
Like even on all the pre-shows when he comes out and does his live stuff and talks to the fans and he's just shooting off script.
Yeah, yeah.
He's really, really good.
Very, very good.
And then of course we had the the final three was Logan Paul, John Cena. What do you think about John Cena, man? It's nice to see Cena again.
Good to see Cena again.
First
He's
thing my missus said when she
massive
watched
pop
it was,
when he turned up.
wow, that bald patch is getting big.
Yeah, man. He needs to sort that out, man.
Do you know what?
Let's go Turkey.
Somebody was saying before that he should go back to the old the crew cut.
The crew cut,
You know,
yeah.
have that. He should bring that back. Then that will definitely at least kind of hide the bald spot.
It will help. It will help the borders. We'll just get a freaking transplant.
I
man.
mean, when I saw Cena in the final three, I thought he had it in the bag. I mean, again, that would have been a predictable outcome.
Mate, we all did.
match.
Let's be real,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So when you looked at who was in the ring, Logan Paul, Jey Uso, John Cena, I was gripping onto Logan Paul.
Of course,
I don't think Logan Paul did bad, man. Top three, final three, I'll take that. And considering I predicted that weeks ago, I'll take it. We're in trouble though, AJ. You know that.
Yes, I do know.
We've all got. But now
I don't know how the hell I've ended up being on the reel for this as well.
You got involved.
I don't know. I like stirring the pot. That's the thing.
What happened?
I enjoy stirring the pot.
Basically, in this group that we're in, they all said that if Logan Paul doesn't win, then because obviously I was advocating for Logan Paul to win the Rumble
of
for
course you
weeks,
were, yeah.
and then they said if Logan Paul doesn't win, then I have to go to WrestleMania
Apparently, both of us have to.
dressed as what was it, Prime Bottles or in a Logan Paul outfit?
Wow,
or
we got to
something?
wear Logan Paul wigs.
Logan Paul wigs.
Oh dear, you've got to wear the headbands as well. I think you should. I'm gonna find some.
Yeah, that's
find
fine.
Something for you to wear.
Listen, I'm down.
Logan Paul cosplay.
I'll go for one night dressed in just as a Logan Paul wig.
Even looking
I'll
at
do
a
it.
picture of him there, he looks like the Karate Kid or something. Man. He's got fucking headband and the hair. And,
Yeah, I mean it's very.
I still think he should have won it, to be honest with you. I think he should have won it. They should do Gunther versus Logan Paul, man. I'll stand by.
This is actually the spot here. To be fair, I did bring it up, but you can't really see what's going on. So I don't know if you want to take note of LA Knight here.
Left. Who is going to go to WrestleMania? Logan Paul. Oh, great suplex by Paul.
Is this it's going to happen in a minute, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
There we go.
okay. So
Right.
yeah, Logan Paul's flexing for the camera. LA Knight's behind him. Look, McIntyre's up with Jey Uso in the back.
United States Championship from Logan Paul.
See?
It all looks like a bit of a mess.
It's just a bit of a mess. Like I don't really
Yeah.
understand what he has to be so annoyed about.
He looks shocked that it's happened. So maybe Damian Priest
I
wasn't
think
supposed to. Maybe what happened was he
People have been
scraped.
saying it's Priest.
I reckon.
well.
I reckon it's Priest. I reckon he's because he bumped into LA Knight's back, right?
Look,
on the way past.
Yeah,
So maybe
and-
he thought he was being thrown over by LA Knight when actually it was Priest behind him.
And
Maybe.
Drew McIntyre was obviously doing a spot with Jay as well. So it's kind of like I think Priest jumped the gun.
Right.
I
And
think
threw him out.
I think he jumped the gun when Drew was supposed to maybe be doing something with Jay,
Yeah.
which obviously now because we know how it ends, it would have maybe benefited him by the fact that obviously he had a bit of an interaction with who we went on to obviously win the Rumble. But Priest just kind of sort of ambushed and threw him out, pushed LA Knight and Logan Paul out of the way.
Took matters into his own hands.
I think it's him.
Okay.
But yeah, there seems to be speculation. Some people say it's LA.
One thing that's for sure, we will never know.
We will never know.
We never know what really went down.
Comes out.
Yeah, somebody will talk about it at some
Someone's
point.
retired and doing interviews with whoever.
So come on. What do we think about our winner?
I didn't personally see it happening. I thought Cena had it in the bag. But it makes sense for Jay to win the Rumble.
None of us saw it coming.
100%.
None of us.
No one saw it coming.
We are so dumb.
So he's the better one. So when we were talking about the likes and dislikes, he was obviously on the dislike ratio as well. But I really don't understand it. When you actually go back and you look over how over he has been.
Yeah.
What's the guy? Not Sam. What's his name again?
Sami Zayn.
No. The guy on Instagram, not Sam. His name is it Sam Roberts?
Yeah, I think it's Sam Roberts.
Yeah, he was given like such a good breakdown, like basically saying like when you actually look at all the events that have happened in the past year, shows where Jey Uso is not even there. The crowd is chanting Yeet. They're calling for Jey.
He's over.
He's not even billed on the show, and people want to see him.
Yeah.
So the fact that he wins, and then people are like giving like the thumbs down and stuff with the YouTube numbers and all that sort of, it's bullshit.
I think it's all
absolute
irrelevant, really.
Total
Because
bullshit.
all you need to do is look at Raw. And
The
see
crowd.
how over he is.
Every single crowd.
Yeah.
From the time when we went to
Crazy.
Money in the Bank, that was the moment when I realized afterwards,
And
when they came back out.
You were still part of the Usos then.
Yeah, they pretty much had 10 minutes out after the show had cut, and the music was still going.
Yeah.
3 times over, the crowd was chanting the whole time.
Of course.
And that was before he was officially like wearing the Yeet merchandise and blah blah blah. This was still when it was like Bloodline.
Yeah. You know what's crazy as well? Like Jay's first Rumble, he came out to no pop at all.
Oh, I know.
And look at him now.
I feel a bit sorry for Jimmy, man. I feel sorry for Jimmy. He's just a member. He's just an old member of the Bloodline.
Jimmy's
now.
got to find himself a bit more. I mean, he's he's had some good matches.
He was in the Rumble
recently.
Do you know what it is? I don't think that Jimmy has. His identity is kind of still just like lost at the moment. It's still tied up with the Usos, if that makes sense. Even when you look at his ring gear, it just looks very just.
He's still tied up with the Bloodline.
Previous Uso-esque kind of like style. He doesn't have his own thing going for him just yet. Even the fact that we're talking about Jacob Fatu, like Jacob Fatu has his own style, his own look that's kind of wrapped up in it now. And yeah,
but Jimmy didn't really have the time to develop as a single star because he was out for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Obviously, they sent Jay over to SmackDown to become this main event star. That's when he kind of built himself. Jimmy was out throughout that whole time. So he didn't, like you said, he didn't have time to build an identity, build a gimmick, build a brand, and build himself up.
Yeah.
So he's come back to nothing, and now he's in the shadow of Jay, really.
I remember Jay's first sort of ring walkout when he started doing that, and I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah.
And then it just picked up massively over the space of a few months, and he incorporated the Yeet into it. It was Yeet, but I don't recall Yeet being a thing.
I think it's
until,
kind of
like sort of.
It was born at a press conference with him and Cody. That's when it was really born. They all just started yeeting, and then all of a sudden it became a movement. Yeah, they were drunk or they were stoned or whatever they were.
They weren't stoned. They were definitely drunk.
It was something.
They were something.
But yeah, mate, none of us saw that coming. None of us predicted that.
But it makes sense.
If you think about,
It does make sense.
if you think about Jay's like the arc of Jay is very reminiscent of Cody right now, if you think about it, right? So from the Royal Rumble win to having a brother, being in the tag, being a second generation superstar, being a babyface, being over with the fans, just kind of having the audience in the palm of your hand, like whilst you're kind of building yourself up. And I don't know, if you're a person who loves Cody and kind of, if you're looking at it in that same lens, it's like you shouldn't hate on Jay.
No,
right
you're
now.
right.
I don't know who the audience is who is hating on Jay right now, but I don't know.
It doesn't make sense how that many dislikes on his YouTube video. It really doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't reflect like his overness and how popular he is.
You're never going to please everybody.
No,
Kids love him, adults love him. Like he's
covers it
over.
all.
He's over across the board.
He'll be selling the most merchandise in that company right now by a million miles. A million miles.
Absolutely.
Probably, yeah.
Absolutely.
There's probably going to be
Get some yeet glasses.
Get some. There's no way you've seen me wearing them fucking things.
He'll be wearing Logan Paul
Very
glasses to
2005-esque.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, your Logan Paul wig with the yeet glasses.
Jesus Christ.
What a fucking look.
Don't know about that, man. Don't know if that's my kind of vibe, to be honest with you.
No, it's gonna have to be. Seems.
Definitely not. But yeah, we'll see where he goes, man. It'll probably be him against Gunther, won't it?
That's what people seem to think.
I'd like to see that happen again. Obviously, they had the Saturday night's main event match.
Yeah, but a proper one.
Wasn't
though.
a clean. Was it? It wasn't a clean finish, was it?
No.
So the fact of we talked about, you know, the three big stars who we thought could have potentially won the Rumble, maybe out, and we're doing a triple threat, which everyone seems to love the idea of.
Yes.
If Jay is going to face Gunther, we think it's going to be right. Because I don't see a point of him doing anything against Cody because he's already had a story loosely associated with Cody for quite a long time. Go away, do something fresh, do something different.
Yes.
Get a different belt, and I think that is the move. So that obviously leaves Cena and Cody.
Yeah, Cena will win the Elimination Chamber. That's going to happen.
We've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, he will. He'll win. He'll win. They'll do Cody v Cena. Cody will win. He'll retain, and then Cena will turn heel.
It seems like the pieces are making a bit more sense now.
Cena will turn heel. Did you see him at the press conference?
Yeah.
Did you see what he
just inserted himself into the elimination chamber where everyone else has got to qualify? He said, "Well, based on my merit and accomplishment, I can say that."
heel moves,
Here
man.
I am.
Heel
Yeah, very
moves.
There was
Heel
somebody
moves.
who said that they took issue with that. Who was that? Was that CM Punk?
Punk took issue to it. Yeah.
There you go. Straight away. See.
Said he can't wait to bitch slap him.
Yeah. And it was only last year that Cena was saying how much he admired Cena and wanted to be in a match with him, and now all of a sudden he wants to slap him. You know,
Well, here we are.
Cena will be a heel post Mania.
But that's the thing. They've been saying the thing about wanting to do heel Cody. We talked about Homelander Cody for a while.
Yeah,
Should they turn him heel? If you had the choice, coin flip, who are you going to go for?
Cena heel.
Heel Cena.
I'd like to see a heel Cena after this many years.
Okay.
It's needed.
I think, because he has a very finite amount of time. I think Cena is definitely the pick.
Can you imagine Cena just coming out, just flipping everybody?
But I
off?
think that Cody would maybe be better at it, like as personality wise. I don't know what it is that says that, but
To be fair to Cena, if he is going to do it, he's got a lot to live up to after what The Rock did last year. The Rock went heel. He went heel, final boss heel,
Full heel.
and he was like mad as a heel. Like he just completely he was the biggest attraction there was as a heel. So Cena's got to follow something like that. That's a big shoes to fill. But I think he'll do it. But we'll see. We don't even know if that's the way it's going to go. I think we're fantasy booking here. But yeah, Cena's his press conference appearance after that appeared like he was. I'm in the Elimination Chamber. That's what's best for business.
Yeah.
A Triple H heel.
Do what it will take to win.
Triple H heel saying best for business, best for business, best for business.
I think the reason for them as well, like those two guys, and why people want to see them go heel is because they're very template babyface. I know you obviously mentioned The Rock, but even when he was a babyface, he wasn't the kind of like typical babyface.
Yeah.
Just with like kind of the chatter, the swagger, it was different.
It was.
So
effing and blinding everywhere.
it'll be weird to see either one of those guys go heel. But yeah, I would definitely say Cena. But I'm hoping that if he does do it, he gets it right.
Yeah.
He'll get it right.
Yeah.
Cena will get it right. He's too well molded not to.
Sometimes people take a while to kind of work into their heel.
He used to be a heel, remember?
What is it? You talk about Thugonomics?
Thugonomics, yeah, he was a heel.
He was heelish.
He got over as a heel
It was heel-esque, yeah.
when he was in Thugonomics, and then he just naturally
That's actually my
became
favorite Cena.
Thugonomics.
Dr. Thumb.
Maybe he'll come back as Dr. Thugonomics.
Yeah, I quite like that though. I went back and I watched some clips.
Speaking of Cody, the Kevin Owens is pretty banged up after that ladder match.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He was some of the spots on there. Did you see this?
The
suplex?
Alabama slam. The suplex off the top rope into the ladder was crazy.
Wow.
I thought Cody was
The power bomb on the side of the ladder.
Oh yeah, flipping hell yeah.
And then Cody missed the ladder spot and smacked the back of his head almost on the turnbuckle.
For anybody who says pro wrestling is fake, go and watch that match, man, and see what they did to each other. That was
Absolutely brutal.
Like that image at the end of the match when they're just holding Kevin Owens' head and he's like bloodied up and he's just laying there like a prune.
No,
like,
the fact that he
Still upside
stayed
down.
folded like a pretzel for about 3 minutes. That was fucking amazing.
he sold that perfectly. Perfectly.
It's like, oh, I don't know if he's dead or not. Who was it? It was Pat McAfee.
He's dead!
It's like, Pat, I don't think you're supposed to say that.
See, weirdly enough, I thought we wouldn't see Kevin for at least a couple of weeks, but he showed up on Raw and attacked Sammy.
Pole drive Sammy, didn't he? On
after
Raw,
the Punk
yeah.
match, yeah.
That's,
Oh, did he?
Maybe they'll do Owens against Sammy now.
At WrestleMania
Bring that back round.
or
Oh, mate.
Elimination Chamber.
I will
maybe?
watch Owens v Sammy over and over again every single week.
So sorry. What? Have any of us watched Raw here?
Yeah,
I
I
have.
saw little bits.
I've seen clips. You've
seen
seen
little
clips
bits.
because obviously you had
Yeah,
the
I've
thing.
watched it.
You
Yeah.
so you've caught it, right? So what are the progressions of the stories from either of those matches?
So
since-
there was a spot with Punk and Seth,
Yep.
I believe.
Towards the end. I haven't seen any of it.
Towards the end, yeah. And kind of Sammy as well, I believe, was kind of intertwined in that. Yeah, Kevin came out after that. I haven't really seen much else, to be honest with you.
We-
Yeah,
Yeah, we
the
evolved.
only bit that I
Charlotte
remember
came
kind of
out
seeing
and
is
Rhea Ripley
Charlotte and
came
Rhea
out.
Ripley.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was like, I don't know. It seemed a bit weird.
Obviously-
the whole thing of Rhea Ripley being like, choose me, pick me.
Yeah, well,
Obviously,
she
Jay
just
came
wants
out
it.
at the beginning, had his thing. Gunther came out.
They'll just be spreading like you said before, AJ. They'll just be laying breadcrumbs now. Breadcrumbs. It's breadcrumb time.
No, I was just wondering if there's anything that was fun that's kind of came of the.
I'll need to watch it. I'll need to catch up on it, man. I'm just still getting over the Rumble, to be honest with you. But I think there's going to be. We'll see some foundations laid over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure.
Okay.
Great pay-per-view, though.
Absolutely.
One of my favourite Rumbles. I was glued from start to finish. We won't go into the
funny.
tag match, but
Yeah, we
kudos to that
glazed
as
straight
well.
over the tag match,
Man,
but that was good.
so freaking insane.
That was a
great
wicked
tag match.
match.
the motor shitty. The motor shitty.
Motor shitty
Motor
machine gun.
shitty?
the motor shitty machine guns.
Oh no, but we'll just talk about the end.
Far from it,
Talk
man.
about our guys showing up at the end.
Oh, the Street Profits.
Attack both of them.
Yeah.
Well,
Both teams.
I mean, they just turn up and just went for both of them and lay claim, right? But some of the spots though that those the Motor City machine guns were doing
Motor
were
Shitty?
insane. They're like they're a proper good tag team, aren't they, in the ring?
Yeah.
They're like, but great match.
I still don't like the gimmick. I called out the gimmick.
Oh no, it's a bit like it's a bit cheesy, man. It's a bit
Yeah,
like
a bit typical tag team kind of.
a bit like
yeah,
mid-
we're a tag team.
It's a bit camp.
it's like a mid-90s
Bit
tag
camp.
team gimmick, man.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a bit camp, a bit kind of on the nose. I think they just need a new look.
Yeah.
But as far as their in-ring ability,
Yeah.
yeah, unquestionable.
So go back to points, please, in the Rumble. So men,
Yes,
let's
sorry.
let's finish
so we
this
need
up.
to confirm who actually had the most eliminations. Was it Jacob Fatu? Because if it is, then JD won that.
It was a
Right, let's find
tie
out.
between Jacob and Roman.
Let me find who had the most eliminations.
So I didn't get any points on this one.
Who had the most limit in the 2025 Men's Royal
Actually,
Rumble?
what was the winning point on that one?
So the most eliminations in the men's. So Fatu.
So Fatu. So you did get a point on that one. So JD got 2 points. He got the surprise and he got the most eliminations. Adam, you got your surprise entrant as well, so that's a point.
AJ
Who,
Styles.
what was Jay's number?
What number did Jay Uso enter the
I think you might
Royal
have that one as well.
Rumble
It was high
2025?
Jey Uso came in at number 20.
Number 20, yes.
Number 20.
That's
Oh,
you.
that's me.
Damn it!
Okay, cool. So I have 3 points. You've got one. You got 1. You got 2. So
use your best math now, AJ.
JD has 3.
Is this overall?
JD has 3. I have 3. Adam has
2,
3.
3. Really?
It's a tie.
No. You got 2. Sorry,
Fuck!
you got 2.
Oh, my friend. So you two are tied winners.
Yeah, it seems that way.
So how are we going to settle this?
We're both the winners.
Okay, I'll tell you how we can settle this. We'll just have one pick when we know who's in the elimination chamber. One pick.
Oh, you're going to settle it on the chamber, yeah.
We'll do something to roll.
Settle this in the ring.
We'll roll a dice. We'll roll the dice. Maybe we can have another match. We didn't actually show the thing. We can have a match for first pick, and we don't have to record that one. And then we'll just decide
Yeah, fine. I'm down with whatever,
elimination.
man.
Sounds good, right? Cool.
Fine. So you're settling it at the chamber.
We're settling out of the chamber.
Okay.
We're settling in Toronto.
Can I just say, after The Rock let me down at the Rumble, I never want to see his face in the WWE ever again. Never I want to see him in the WWE
come in
again.
at 31,
I'm
did he?
done with him.
They were feeding that so heavy. And that's the thing. When I saw those clips being shared around and people saying, 31, at first it was like on these random pages. I was like, is it on an official Netflix page, this promo that you guys are showing? And then all of a sudden it showed up on the Netflix page. I still didn't watch it, but...
Screw him.
Yeah.
Screw him. I never want to see him in
Random.
the WWE ever again.
Incredibly random.
Yeah, you do.
Idiot.
You'd love to
Yeah, I
see
do.
him.
I want to see him next
They
week.
lent on that very heavily.
They did. I still think he'll be around.
He might be.
I still think he will do something between now and May. I don't think he's gone, man. I don't think he's gone. I think it might have been a little bit too obvious that he was coming back at the Rumble, so I think they're trying to distract some gays. I still think he's there.
We'll
He
see.
can't not... Anyway, we'll talk about him another time.
When he turns up, we'll
Come on, Dorian. Moving on. We have a big fight card coming up this weekend.
We do.
312.
3-1-2. Your fighter of the year.
My predictive fighter of the year is in the main event. Dricus du Plessis.
Against Sean Strickland.
South African Don. Against, Sean Strickland. Yeah, the rematch.
The rematch.
Anthony Johnson.
Yep.
Talk to us, Anthony.
Give us your thoughts.
On this match in general?
Well, there ain't much else to talk about this card because the rest of the card's pretty pony, isn't it? Oh, no, we got to me. It's a double header. You've got Strickland against du Plessis and obviously Zhang against Suarez for the women's strawweight.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that match more than the main event. Mainly just because of how the last fight went.
How did the last fight go?
Oh, with them, it was quite close, but it wasn't like super intense or I don't know. It was a bit of a weird match, and then obviously it went to split decision. And
it wasn't that long ago, wasn't it? It was only
you had Sean winning when you won it.
You're talking about Dricus and Sean. Sorry, yes.
I'm saying I'm not as geared for that fight because of the way the last fight went.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think it was a boring fight. I just don't think that their styles are super entertaining.
Yeah.
Very well matched. Well, the last Strickland fight was boring as hell. And I know he won, but he just basically swallowed the guy.
Well, that's the thing. Strickland's style is everybody kind of falls into their style. This is the thing that I've been noticing the most. That there's very few people who kind of deviate and kind of break the mold and kind of dare to be great is what I would probably say. Dare
to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that Sean Strickland is kind of that in that space. He has that style where he just jabs you, stays on the outside, teeps you, which is like just a front kick to the stomach. You know, he has the same sort of defensive style. He can wrestle, never uses it. It's just a bit of a weird one, to be honest. Like, and Dricus du Plessis is not. Well, he's got more finishes, I think, than Sean in the last couple fights. He's had 6 fights.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
58 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah. I know. I saw this clip. Yeah, no. Nothing.
this?
It's not official. It's just him talking.
UFC President Dana White says John Jones Thomas Spinal fight is happening.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
At all costs.
No.
Well, hang on, wait a minute. And then 10 minutes ago,
Go on.
John Jones reveals big announcement is coming in 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I'll believe it when I see it, just because they've done this before.
That was 10 minutes ago. Big
They have
announcement.
done this before. So this is off the back of... He done a video earlier today. And
Jones did state that he wouldn't fight interim heavyweight champion Thomas Spinal unless the organisation paid him fuck you money, which I think you said a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You did say that, yeah.
So we can get into that. Dana basically was asked a question, just basically saying, "Is the fight going to happen? What's happening?" He said, "There's a lot of things going on in the background. We got some great stuff to announce."
Yeah.
And then the interviewer asked him, "You said, how long is it going to be before we're going to decide that it's actually going to happen? And then would it be the case that you're going to strip John and you're going to move on?" And he said, we're going to do what we're going to have to do. And if that means we have to move on, then we have to move on. And then obviously following that, we've got this news.
I think it's happening. Well, he's posted it on his X. In 24 hours, I'll be making a huge announcement. #and still.
Oh.
So
That's John.
That's John. So it means either announcing his next fight,
Interesting.
or he could be announcing some other things.
We'll see.
Or
These guys, they've both done this dance before.
If he retires I swear to God, I swear to God, Jones, I'm coming for you. I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to find you.
No, you definitely don't want to do that.
And then I'm going to run. When he opens the door, and then I'll run.
John's a big gun advocate as well.
Yep.
So I'll take my dog. I'll take Tyson.
But yeah.
Sorry, anyway. I got very excited by that.
That's fair. That's fair news to break. We need a breaking news sound here.
Should we get it along the strip along the bottom?
Yeah.
Can we just get that? We'll
Just clip that.
We'll get that melody sorted out, please. I'm going to take that out, and I'm going to save that. Thanks, AJ.
Brilliant.
Breaking news.
Which one do you want?
Whichever.
Both. We'll use both.
You could layer them on top of each other.
Fun.
Yeah, I just think both of their styles are a bit awkward. Duplessis has had seven fights in the UFC. He's got more finishes, but his finishes are kind of a bit weird, and they're just all over the place.
Yeah.
Really.
So you're not that excited about 312 is the vibe I'm getting?
I'm not as excited for the main event. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll rather see the co-main.
Zhang and Suarez.
I'm interested to see Suarez come back. She's only had 2 fights since she had her injury. Weili is one of the better in the entirety of women's, to be fair, in terms of technicality. So that'll be a good one to see.
And the rest of the card's a bit meh. No ranked fighters anywhere.
They've been talking about Jimmy Crute is going to be a fun one with Bellato. Yeah,
for the light heavyweight. Justin Taffer against Talison Texera in the heavyweight. Teixeira, sorry, my pronunciation's terrible. And Prado against Matthews for welterweight.
Yeah, we don't really have that many names either on the prelims either. I think this is what we were saying last week, is that the Saudi card was looking a bit more appetizing than the 312.
It was loaded up.
Obviously, the Saudis, I think, must have been paying a bit more money and just probably maybe stole a couple fights that were maybe intended to be on this card.
Sounds like the Saudis to be.
But, well, yeah.
There is one interesting name on the prelims, though. Alexandre Topuria, which is Ilya's brother.
Yeah.
Will be
Another
making his
Topuria coming through.
UFC debut.
They're both making their debuts. So
Hasn't had his photo yet.
it's Colby
Custom fighter versus custom fighter.
Colby versus Alexandra. They're both making their debuts, so they've both got a statement to make, I guess. Obviously, being Topuria's brother, he's got a lot more.
In this lightweight battle in the early prelims, Kwalan Salkil, is he actually that pale, or is that just the camera? He looks ill.
I think that's him.
Wow.
That's just
Actually, that's the same as Cody Steele, though.
well, he has a fake tan. But yeah, I think the other than this in terms of UFC discussions, you guys didn't catch any of UFC Saudi.
Well,
you didn't watch it after, did you?
I heard
you didn't get a chance.
No, I saw obviously the main
thing.
I saw Izzy.
I saw Izzy.
I saw what happened to Izzy. I watched that fight.
Sad times. Man.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, to be honest. I've seen a few like bits of commentary that I don't really disagree with. A lot of people saying Izzy should pack it in. He should give it up. I understand why they would say that, but yeah.
Round 2, mate.
So
Knockout.
I think that was probably one of the worst ways for Izzy to lose, especially to Nasruddin Imavov. I think Izzy is still great. I think Izzy still goes down as one of the GOATs of his division.
Absolutely.
What he's done is undeniable. He's 35, so he still could have a few years left. So, but if he doesn't start notching those wins back up, he's going to get pushed out of the picture.
Absolutely.
His legacy is cemented.
Yeah, basically. The first
And rightfully so.
First round, he didn't look too bad. He still looked, pretty good in terms of movement, and he was still defending takedowns and things like that. But the second round was a bit of a weird one. He got an eye poke. He paused for a while. He tried to. Everyone was comparing it to the Pereira wave off when he got kicked in the nuts, and then he fought, because straight after that is basically when the knockout came. I don't know. We'll never know if that eye poke had any association, but it just doesn't look great. The fact that he obviously he took that, and that's the thing. That was a valid wave off from the referee. There was no question that the referee should have waved that off. Whereas with his fight with Duplessis, he was winning that whole fight. Round 4, he makes a mistake, he loses. So it's just more that one was a bit easier to swallow. And then the one before that, I think he was kind of having a bit of like an awkward adjustment to Sean Strickland. So it's just like, something wasn't quite right. In this scenario, it was just like he got laid out.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And there wasn't really much to defend there. So
it's a shame to see, man.
I don't know where Izzy goes from here, to be honest. He can have more fights and entertaining fights. But I think that if his next fight isn't a win, I think that maybe he should just to avoid the damage. He's already made enough money. He's already, like you say, like you were saying just a second ago, his
legacy is
cemented. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's time to say no. Goodbye, Izzy.
It'll be a shame to see Izzy go.
It'll be a shame, but
he'll have a couple more.
His time has come and gone. He'll have some fights. He'll put some people over.
There's no putting over, man. No putting over in MMA.
Well, yeah, but Dana White would like to book it that way, though, wouldn't he? Ultimately,
no.
That's how you make new contenders, man. Give them some of the old guard. Let them knock some of the old boys out.
I've never really liked that, though, to be fair. I think the way, if they ever do stuff like that, it should just be more just like legend versus legend kind of stuff.
I know.
They should do a bit more of that booking if people still want to fight. But like I say, I think Izzy's just in the awkward kind of space. He became champion at 29? He had fights leading up to obviously the championship then, and then he's been champ. He was champ for 5 years. He had a year off. And I think that now is kind of like he's at a teetering point. So if he takes another loss, it's like why risk ruining your legacy?
Yeah, he'll have to take someone who's coming up, I guess, or
awkward one.
Take an easier one.
Awkward one that was on this card. Sorry, I was adjusting the stand here.
He's about to fall off.
No, it's fine. It's all good. The heavyweight fight, Pavlovich and Rosenstruck. Rosenstruck is. They announced that he got released yesterday.
Mark Henry.
Really?
Yeah. Mark Henry.
See you later, man. That's a
you
shame.
call him Mark Henry?
I was just looking at his small profile photo. He looked like a knockoff Mark Henry, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. That's a shame. You like Rosenstruck, innit?
The thing is,
your guy.
The heavyweight division is one of the thinnest.
Biggie boy.
In terms of like there's not enough guys breaking into the top 10.
No.
So for them to release Rosenstruck for whatever reason, I've got no clue.
Some bad conduct or something, perhaps.
I think it was just...
You never know what's going on back there, man.
I think he just had a couple losses and they just sort of just let him go.
Yeah, nothing.
Don't really get it, to be honest.
That's a shame.
MVP,
You're
though.
right. There's not a big stack of heavyweights, is there?
Yeah.
So to let them go is a bit odd.
None that are notable that are fighting frequently enough. To be honest.
Sorry to cut you off there, Adam, as well. About MVP, Mr. Venom Page.
Go on in, boys.
The M, the V.
Michael the Venom and the Page
showed up. Very convincing win.
I said he was going to get banged out.
You did,
yeah.
Surprising how convincingly he won, which makes me a bit sad, to be honest.
He's a striking technical. He's a beast. He's an animal, man.
No, he's an animal. I just saw him in the fight before this, and he just didn't look that convincing at all to me. That's what.
No. But the thing is, that's what I said. He turned Ian Gary into a wrestler because he was beating Ian Gary on the striking.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to win, the thing is, sometimes people don't like to do that because the UFC doesn't like wrestlers. And Dana has basically said, like, when he's done Dana White Contender Series, there's been guys who've definitively won fighs and they've been close to knocking guys out. And he's like, oh, you shot for a takedown.
Yeah.
You shot for a takedown to win the fight. And he's just like... So I know that there's obviously a lot of backstage politics about whether or not guys should just stand and bang or whatever for the casuals. But at the end of the day, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to win. And that's what Ian Gary chose to do.
For the record,
but I think Ian Gary... had it been a stand-in fight, MVP would have won that.
Well, Magomedov didn't really give him any kind of offense at all, to be honest with you. MVP just dominated the fight, really.
Shara Bullet, yeah.
When you have a target on your face like Shara does, And you go
Blind in
going
one
up
eye
against
as well.
Michael Venom Page. It's
game
going to go
over.
one way, man.
So what's next for MVP then?
So
Top
yeah,
5 title?
They
top 5 title, top fight contender? Top
they
5
said to
contender?
him whether or not if he is either going to stay in that weight class, because that's not his normal weight class. He's normally at welterweight.
Right.
But he said that he wants to go down and fight at welterweight again, just so that he can find out basically if he's going to be in the top 10 kind of contender picture.
Fair enough.
I think if he probably gets another L in there, then he might end up going up to middleweight.
Whatever he does, he needs to hurry up. He's 37.
He is 37.
Yeah.
So he needs
Still very entertaining, though.
entertaining, yeah, of course, no doubt about that. But his style as well. He needs to hurry up, man.
Well, I think
He hasn't been with the UFC for long, has he?
he's another one, like I say, kind of like in Izzy's position. Like when you're kind of at that age,
Yeah.
and if you don't start seeing those wins start racking up, you're either gonna A, hang it up, or you're just gonna take the entertaining money fights
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
So what are we saying then? Predictions for Duplessis and Strickland then the mains. We might as well do that.
Okay.
I think
tough one.
Duplessis is going to retain.
You think?
Yeah, I think he going back and watching clips of the fight and even what a lot of people were saying about the fight.
Yeah.
Sean presses forward, but he's not aggressive enough.
So do you think he'll win
I think Duplessis,
convincingly?
the
Or
fact that Duplessis actually has finishes on his, a lot more finishes on his recent record, and
knockout? Submission?
I think it'll probably be a submission.
Submission.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
not
reckon.
points again.
It'll either be submission or it will be submission or decision. I don't think it will be a knockout.
I think it will be Dricus Duplessis retaining on points.
Okay, I'm going to go the opposite way. I think Sean's going to win.
He's going to shock the world again.
Going to shock the world.
Again.
If they do that, it might fucking be another rubber match, though. That's another thing.
You don't wanna see
I
that.
reckon Sean by knockout, man.
Fucking
Okay,
trilogy.
interesting.
I don't want to see it.
I want to see. I just want to see it. Just
Sean
because
by
he's your
knockout.
potential fighter of the
Why
year.
you got to be like that for, man? Huh? I think if Dricus gets through Strickland, he's going to have a great year. I reckon he'll have 2-3 fights this year and he'll cement a legacy.
So, are we saying Imavov will be next in line?
I would
Yeah.
say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
After beating Izzy. For sure.
Strickland was ripping him the other day, wasn't he, I think?
Well,
In
I
the
think
news.
because
I saw something on that.
I saw the most hilarious clips of Strickland earlier today. Just
What of him having long hair? Looking completely different
it's just weird.
compared to now.
I'm sure I saw something on it. Yeah, oh no, it's Chimaev. Yeah, Strickland
Chimaev.
was going ham on Dr.
Oh
Chimaev.
yeah, Chimaev is another one. He's kind of waiting in the wings, I guess.
Yeah.
The Chimaev fight will be the bigger draw.
Yeah, everyone loves Chimaev.
Imavov might have to wait.
Strickland and Chimaev were training together in the Max Machine Culture in Las Vegas.
Mm.
Yeah, there was some back and forth.
We'll see.
What about the co? Whaley against Suarez, women's strawweight title.
I'm going Whaley, baby.
Whaley all the way to retain.
Whaley.
J-Dog. And how?
Saying,
What are the odds for Suarez? Is she the favorite or is she?
Yeah,
The,
Yeah,
she's the
minus
favourite,
122. She's the favourite.
she's the favorite.
Yeah. Not by much. Not by much.
She's undefeated, so
Not by much.
you know. I'm going to go based on the undefeated streak. I like to see an undefeated streak continue. So I'm going to say Suarez for me.
Fair play.
And how? Method.
Decision.
Decision to Suarez. AJ?
I'm gonna say decision Whaley.
I'm going to say submission Suarez.
Interesting.
Okay.
Play.
Interesting.
Fair play.
Anything else in the world of MMA going down? Is there any news? Any break-in? Well, I know we've just covered
Yes.
Jones and Aspinall's break-in, but...
We had a fight announcement.
Oh my God.
Sorry, guys.
Scared the hell out of me. Go on.
There was a fight announcement today,
Okay.
and that was for
Is it a big one?
April 12th.
Pay-per-view or just a fight night?
Ooh.
Pay-per-view. Yeah.
Okay, give me the
UFC.
weight class.
Weight class is lightweight.
Lightweight. Title?
We've seen these people recently. No title.
No title. Okay, well, wait a minute. Let me bring up the lightweight division. I want to guess.
April when?
I guess.
April 12th.
Ranked fight, yeah?
Yep.
In lightweight.
Yep.
Okay, April 12th, lightweight.
That's it right there.
Okay, Oliveira.
Is it? What is that? Who you're choosing?
Oliveira. Oliveira against...
Oliveira.
Has it? Gaethje's just had a fight announced, hasn't he, already? He's going up against Dan Hooker.
Him and Hooker, yeah.
So it's not him.
That's happening in March 8th, I believe.
Not Saint Denis, it's too far.
So March 8th, and then I don't know if there's going to be
Actually,
another one in March.
it's a double P. Paddy Pimblett against someone. Paddy Pimblett against.
Uncle Chandler?
To be fair, Paddy Pimblett against Gaethje would be sick. Paddy against Gaethje.
No, we just said Gaethje. We just said Gaethje's got
Sorry,
a fight,
Paddy Pimblett against Chandler.
Michael Chandler's in it, but it's not against Paddy.
Okay, it's always good to see Chandler. That makes me happy. Moicano. No?
It's someone who had a bad back issue recently.
Dustin.
There was a recent change out in a title fight that we just watched.
Oh, Dariush.
He got stepped out, didn't he? It was Arman Sarukian.
Oh,
Sarukian.
interesting.
So Sarukian versus Michael Chandler.
That's good. I like that. That's a good fight. And obviously, any fight that Michael Chandler's in is always entertaining.
Always
as
going to
fuck.
be fun, yeah.
Very entertaining.
Always going to be fun.
Love that. And when's that? April the 12th? For that
12th, I believe.
That's headlining a Friday night.
3:14.
Some good fights coming up, man. And we got Pereira at 313, which is always exciting to kick off his year. So yeah, mate, there's some good.
Pereira 313,
some good
yeah.
fixtures coming up.
Yeah, with Magomed. Yeah, it's him and Ankalaev and the Gaethje Hooker fight. That's on the same card.
See, that's good.
That sounds like a good card.
That's
Is there anything else that's on there?
That's a pay-per-view to bounce back.
Let's just have a quick look. We don't have to do a breakdown.
That's all right.
See what's there.
313.
313.
Yeah, so that's a pay-per-view to bounce back in. It's Pereira Ankalaev and Gaethje against Hooker, Van against Silva, flyweight. That sounds good. In the women's, we've got Lemos against
Lucindo.
Santos Marshall, Morona Leo. Yeah, the rest are just pretty standard. They're probably just building up the prelim cards
scroll
now.
up a little bit. Stop. Down. Jasmine Lucindo. Okay, number 7. Yeah, fair enough.
A few fights building.
Not bad.
That sounds good though.
Not bad.
It's a good little card, isn't it?
Good.
All right.
Nice.
Cool.
See what occurs.
And then between that, there's obviously London. And then all the London shows for
WWE as well.
Yeah, I bought Raw tickets.
That's the
Oh,
first.
did you?
That's the first time. I didn't even know this. That's the first time that they've had SmackDown and Raw back to back
At the O2.
in London.
Yeah,
Ooh.
you're right, but that's because it's the first time that it's been like on a Friday and a Monday in London, taping wise. I'm pretty sure. So they just kind of make a whole weekend out of it.
Yeah, but
normally it would be
they've done
like-
they've done other Raw London shows. We went to one, didn't we?
Yes, they have, but they used to do them after Mania. It was like a post WrestleMania tour.
Yeah, there was like always in the UK for a few
Yeah,
years, wasn't
Right.
there?
I did it
okay.
before. But yeah, no, I've got some tickets for it, but it's fucking expensive, man.
Fucking crazy prices, WWE, isn't it?
Wow, they're bleeding me dry right now.
Ticketmaster and Live Nation, man, they're fucking over the people. And then the thing is, then they had the cheek to say, "Oh, we broke an attendance. we broke a
the
gate
gate.
record." And it's just like,
All-time
because you're
gate
fucking
record.
bleeding the fucking audience dry.
It is crazy, man. It is like it's becoming unaffordable, to be honest with you. I was thinking about doing the combo and going for SmackDown as well, but thought I just ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna give the satisfaction.
We need to start getting press passes, man.
Yeah, it's getting big enough.
We
man.
deserve them, to be fair.
That's it.
Quad passes.
Molly, sort it out. Molly's our social lady. She needs to get us there, man. God's sake, she's next.
She needs the connections,
next.
man. She's gonna.
You're
sort the connections
next.
out.
Oh, boys, well, that was a lot to unpack, to be fair, after the weekend. There's a lot of activity.
Very WWE heavy this
What
week.
time?
but-
What
The
time is
Rumble.
the cards for this weekend?
3:12, we're not doing it live. We're not doing it live.
Well, yeah, it's in Oz,
Yeah,
so we
at
might be
3
able to.
It's at 3 a.m. GMT.
Oh, they
Oh
fucking moved
my
it again.
God.
Yeah, it's never going to
You
happen.
learn UFC when
I'll be
will
catching
you
up.
learn?
It's never going to happen, man.
I'll be playing catch up on that.
3 a.m. But then again, well, to be fair, well, if the because if the prelims start at 3 a.m., we'll wake up to the main card.
I'll be about
The
5 o'clock.
the
I'll be in the main
prelims
card.
don't start at 3 a.m.
Oh no, you're right. Early prelims start at 11 p.m.
11 and then 1
and then 3. Yeah,
so they've
so-
moved it to the regular time.
Why do they do that?
Thank you so much for that.
Why do they do that, man? Mate, Dana White needs to sort that out.
The thing is, a lot of people were actually very happy about the early card with Saudi.
Mate, the Saudis get it. Mate, the Saudis get it perfectly But I'd still go back to this freaking Manchester bollocks when we went there for 3 or 4 and they just switched it all around and
Daylight
we were
to
up in the
daylight.
middle of that. Mate, it's crazy.
I don't know. I don't get how they decide, because the thing is, they don't move every single card.
I think they decide on viewership and who's going to pay the money. Like they obviously want the pay-per-views to be viewed by their main demographic, which is the American audience.
Yeah.
So they want to make that as accessible to them as possible. It's just all for business. I think until UFC grows a bit more of a global, well, it is pretty much global, but a bigger global audience, they'll always keep the times that suits the American audience, man.
Fair play, yeah.
They always will. Maybe if it gets onto Netflix. If Tom Aspinall and Jones main events pay-per-view, then that will,
I want to see it.
We'll
find out tomorrow.
That's the thing.
find
Yeah,
out tomorrow.
24 hours. You might see some breaking news on the page. Stay tuned on Cage and Canvas on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube,
Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram,
Everywhere
Facebook,
else.
TikTok, X, all of it.
We've got a link tree now as well. We need to stop.
We have a link tree that's up. And yeah, boys, it's been a pleasure. As always.
Signing out. And we'll see.
Hang on.
Oh,
It's episode 20 next week.
episode 20.
Right, what are we adding to this? What are we adding, boys? We need to be just
20.
Yeah, 20 is a big one. We spoke about a lot of things, to be fair. I was shucking it like,
Do you know what? It's actually quite hard to get. Well, it's hard to get like the same level of UFC merch.
Why don't we get? We'll have a look afterwards. Or why don't we get like a I don't know, like a UFC or a WWE like pillow?
Interesting.
I had one that was.
Weren't we going to get the
plushie?
We're going to get like the little neon logos.
We were actually going to get more neon logos for here, weren't
We
we?
could probably get ones that sit.
It's going to look like.
Tell you what, boys.
It's going to look like fucking Vegas in here with the amount of LEDs.
Tell you what, boys. You have a browse.
We'll have a browse. We'll have a think.
And we will conduct a meeting on it.
Maybe a UFC Funko Pop.
You're
Which are quite rare these days.
Yeah, we got
Yeah, I think people collect them now.
But we need to add to it for 20. Congratulations, boys. It's going to be a big achievement. 20 weeks I've been dealing with you fuckers on here, man. 20 weeks.
And the same.
And you love
reverse.
it. And you love it. And the feeling is reciprocated.
Boys, signing out. It's been a pleasure. See you next week.
See you next
Peace
week,
out,
guys.
people.
Thank you very much. Take care.
It easy.